So when you read these screenshots, you look at how a lot of these toxic ass local women, let's say for example, a lot of these toxic women in Louisiana, like they will have the audacity to shame a local guy for going out his way to get to know them and be like, oh, you're not my type. Oh, you're a lame. But then those same local women in Louisiana that shame and disrespect this local guy that they see in person every day, they get mad at this local guy for wanting to date long distance women outside of Louisiana to go where he is appreciated because he wasn't appreciated by the local women in Louisiana. And then these local women in Louisiana want to get mad at the local guy for being like, why he want to date these long distance women when he got us local women right here. But yet those local Louisiana women have idiotically shamed this guy who was local right in front of their face. You see what I'm saying, mate? And let me tell you this, Demetrius, like the Virgo in my natal chart, the Virgo in my birth chart really makes me want to send an earthquake on these disrespectful, distasteful women who will treat a local guy like trash. They would treat a local guy like trash, a local guy who wants to be with them every single day, pouring his mind, heart, and soul into them, wanting to get to know them, wanting to expand their imagination and expand their woman nature. But yet, a lot of these disrespectful, distasteful, dishonorable women who wouldn't even give a local guy a time of the day, they'll get mad at that local guy for go searching for love that's long distance, and then want to be like why he's not dating local women because the local women push him away. The Virgo in me makes me want to send an earthquake on these fucking disrespectful hoes who treat a lot of these soulful vibrational men that just want to love them, man. It's fucking ridiculous, man.
Yeah, bro. That's why you just keep your expectations low. That's all. I mean, cause yeah, some people don't realize what they have until it's gone, or until somebody want to switch up and do different things. Cause it's like, man, I can't keep sitting around here on like on half love, half relationship, like anything like that, one sided, anything like, bruh. If feel like if my worth is somewhere else, then it's just somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? That's their fault if they couldn't get you before then or whatever. If they couldn't understand you before then. You see? So that's what I'm saying. That's them. That's their fault. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing about it. Anybody that hate on you, just know sometimes they got their own insecurities that they gotta go through. It's just stuff like that, man. So that's all that is. Cause yeah, you do got certain people that'll just be down, be like, oh yeah, he ain't doing nothing, he ain't this and this, and then he's starting, you seeing them starting to make moves and doing different things. Oh, why he hanging out with them, or why he doing that? Then that's bullshit, bro. Like you should have been already just hung on to whatever I was doing and stuff. But rather, I gotta show you better than tell you, and stuff like that too. So it's happened before. But yeah, I get that whole thing. Like that's what I'm saying. Some people out of state gonna want you more than the people that's within your state. It's stuff like that too. But yeah, it's all right. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Yeah, cause you gonna have different people just coming at you over petty shit, or little shit that they overlook, and then when it really when it really matters in the end, then they ain't got shit to say about it. You know what I'm saying? Cause I dealt with that before. You know what I'm saying? People I grew up with, all that stuff. So that's what I'm saying, man. Then it's like then even then like I said, every good thing has its own set of problems. So even though what I'm saying, yeah, you tackling something different, of course that's gonna be seen as a problem to somebody else that that don't understand that. Just like they're saying, like you went all your, like say for example, you went all your time trying to get at black girls and stuff like that. Okay, but then none of them really getting back at you like that or whatever. Oh, but then once you go to a white girl or a Hispanic girl, or Asian girl, Indian girl, anybody, outside. Why is he move this and move this, bro? You weren't giving me no play, so why would I, dive into whatever you got going if you being extra and wishy washy and stuff, bro? Like that's what I'm saying. That's that bullshit. That's what I'm saying, bro. It's you got equal opportunity with any other race or anything going on, bro. You don't have to, what I'm saying. You did what what I'm saying. You did what you could for one, bro. If it's time to move around to another one, then you do that. You know what I'm saying? Don't feel too bad about it. You know what I'm saying? Only thing you probably feel bad about is like, okay, well, I wish it would have been a little different, but hey, you know what I'm saying? You made your bed, you lay in it, stuff like that. So it's little stuff like that, but of course, give everybody an equal chance. But if certain people blow it off, then that's what it is. But other than that, bro, you just keep, what I'm saying, you gonna stay on your path. You got your life to follow. You got other stuff that you gotta handle. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all that is, if anything. But yeah, bro, I get you and I hear you, man. Like, don't worry, you ain't alone in all this. But yeah,
Exactly, mate. So let me tell you this. Like, as soon as you said, like these women that all of a sudden, these local women that all of a sudden want that soulful, vibrational local guy who is like making moves with another woman that's like long distance, then those local women start to, you know, feel like some heartbreak and be like, oh my gosh, I gotta like, double back on him. I gotta double back and spin the block on him and like, try to get him back because I curved a guy that I thought that was a lame, but he's actually making moves with a long distance woman, so yeah, man, this is factual. This is the backward psychology of a lot of these, soulless vibrational women in a lot of local areas. This is all the stuff about dating locally, right? I made videos a while back where I let people know, like, don't limit yourself to local dating because, like, when you date locally, you have the highest expectations in existence because, like, let's say you a guy, you see a woman that's local to you, you're expecting her to like you. You're expecting her to like just be all over you just because she knows you're local. She can see you every day, but she don't even take a liking to your ass. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like that's why we say like don't put expectations on local dating because a lot of guys do this with women that's like local, right? And they tend to do better with women that's long distance. And what's crazy is when it comes to the spiritual communities, a lot of the guys that are spiritual beings, they have a better connection with women that's long distance versus the women who are not like-minded like them that's living locally.
Yeah, like you should be able to connect to the people around you, especially locally, as far as like, dating and meeting people. But it's like these people, right? They act like you kind of don't exist, or they'll just walk past you, like, and don't consider you any further. When these same people will get mad, like why people are a certain way or there, or why they don't have a problem because they're stuck. You know what I'm saying? And you got to understand that familiarity breeds contempt because you're stuck in the same environment. You're around the same people, so you get tired of being in the same crap as everybody. You get it kind of annoying. But then at the same time, these people got to connect with the people in environments to grow because they themselves haven't grown out their environment. So they're naturally going to become irritated by the people there and want to look outside of them instead of growing within the people there. It's kind of crazy. Instead of growing with the people around them and realizing what's in front of them, they rather look outside, you know what I'm saying, that's far above, especially when it comes to distance, because they think they're better than their environment, but they have not grown or left. But then they want to be or date people that's far from them. But they haven't taken a lot of liking towards people like who think deep. But they don't know that they're in an environment because they're stuck thinking outside of it instead of connecting with those there. You know what I'm saying? When you should grow with the people around you, but that's just not how they're they think. So it just creates this division, you know, in these environments, making us people look elsewhere since we can't connect anywhere else, you know. Yeah, bro. I think a lot of people think they're better than what they think they are, especially in their environment, like the people there. So they look outside. But people like us, we don't think we're better. We just think that we think more outside the box. So we look elsewhere. We're just trying to find people that we can connect with. But people, they literally think they're better than their environment. Oh, look at him. But it's like they wonder why their relationships ain't going nowhere because they're thinking of people that's like long distance instead of connecting with those within us. So that creates a division in the slit in our environment, only leaving us the choice to look elsewhere because everybody else is kind of stuck up or weird in their environment and toxic. And the environments where we're at, they're relatively toxic because they have not grown past the mentality in their environment. So we have to look elsewhere. We don't have a choice. Then they shame us. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like the crabs in a barrel. And the thing about people in our environment, like once you're trying to, if once you want better and you want to like do better for your mind, body, and soul, it's like they're not gonna understand you. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be like, why don't you hang out with us? Why don't you do that? I'm like, you could do that later. You're just trying to do right, but it's like they're just gonna shame you and call you fake. So when you're just on your path to raise your frequency, people are around you, they're gonna like kind of switch on you because they think you're switching on them, but you're just going past the environment. And then you realize they're so freaking attached to the environment, so they don't really want to grow. They don't want better. Like it is what it is, man. Like, and they don't think you're trying to avoid them when you're not. You're just trying to do better, find your soul.
When it comes to these women in particular, right? Let's say, for example, let's say a lot of the women of all ethnicities in Louisiana, like they shun and they curve a guy for going out his way to get to know them. But then those same women in Louisiana that shame that local guy, they want to get mad at that local guy for, seeking out women outside of Louisiana, and then get mad and say like, why is this guy, you know, trying to date women that's long distance? Like, why he ain't trying to date us? And yet they so idiotically choose to shame the guy that was local to them, but then want to get mad when this local guy dates women outside of Louisiana. When it comes to these women in particular, right? Let's say, for example, let's say a lot of the women of all ethnicities in Louisiana, like they shun and they curve a guy for going out his way to get to know them. But then those same women in Louisiana that shame that local guy, they want to get mad at that local guy for, seeking out women outside of Louisiana, and then get mad and say like, why is this guy, you know, trying to date women that's long distance? Like, why he ain't trying to date us? And yet they so idiotically choose to shame the guy that was local to them, but then want to get mad when this local guy dates women outside of Louisiana.
Yeah, women like they'll curve a guy in an environment. They ain't even give them a chance to like address themselves, but they'll just outright curve them. You know what I'm saying? But when these type of guys take their gifts and talents somewhere else and find something and find someone, yeah, women like they'll curve a guy in an environment. They ain't even give them a chance to like address themselves, but they'll just outright curve them. You know what I'm saying? But when these type of guys take their gifts and talents somewhere else and find something and find someone where it best it fits them, now they want to get mad. And then they'll be the same one to slander that guy on social media saying he's this and that to kind of smear him. That's why I say if you get out these environments or whatever, you find somebody, whatever, don't even let them know because they're gonna want to bring you back. They're stuck, but then they'll turn you down, and not give you the time of day. Especially being in that environment, and you're always there, and they'll treat you like a ghost. You see how it is? The backward psychology of these people.
Yes, I see the psychology of how messed up a lot of these women in particular areas where it's very bland and vibrations are at. Like places like Louisiana, for example, the women are very blonde there. They are bland. They're just white, black, and gray frequency or type of women. And we're talking mostly the women in Louisiana that's like in their 30s and 20s. They're the worst. I would say this, man. Like the Virgo in me is fucking pissed off with this shit, man. The Virgo in my natal chart is pissed off about this shit. It's like I want to send a fucking earthquake on these damn disrespectful women in Louisiana or any women in general who will trash a guy that's local to them, a guy that actually wants to be with them. And they these women know that they can see this local guy every day, and this local guy wants to be with them every damn day. So it's like, what is the issue? It's like these women be fumbling the fucking bag. Like these women that's like in their 30s, 20s, man, they fumble the fucking bag the most. They'll have a guy who's local that they can see every day, and yet they want to be like, oh, he a lame, and make all this damn excuses, make all this fucking excuses in the world on why they can't be with this dude when they fucking see him every day. I'm like, bro, the Virgo in me really wants to make me cause an earthquake on these hoes. I'm telling you.
I got a question. Does the women in Louisiana, I know they white, gray, and black, do they wear like sensual clothing, like the beach, like they're outside, like culture, or they just dress bland with like a hoodie on, just like the regular matrix corporate type of look? Like how would they dress? Like the casual look, or it'll be like out, just free, like they'll dress like they're free, like, you know what I'm saying? Because Louisiana is like supposed to kind of be tropical since it's like in the south. So do they dress like tropical or more corporate, like standoffish? You know what I'm saying? Because it's kind of in a hot climate, the south. How I imagine like the women in Louisiana, like they'll have like a hoodie, probably like a bonnet or like a shower cap with an attitude, walking around or walking with a dog or just a mean face, or with just a wig on, looking like a Karen or whatever. That's how I would imagine Louisiana. But it's like, isn't it Louisiana supposed to be like the Creole and stuff and the culture and the wings? Like, isn't it supposed to be cultured? But then you're telling me the people there, especially the women, are standoffish. That's crazy. It's supposed to be like, because this is the South, it's like supposed to kind of be tropical. So it's like, it's kind of crazy how they're just bland, just black, white, and gray, just